Trevor. It was the end of February 2014 when I found myself on my way to meet you for the first time. I was full of nervous energy, playing and replaying every unlikely scenario in my head, none of which turned reality, but instead into a day that will forever be embedded in my memory as the day I met the love of my life, entitled Night Moves by Bob Seger. Over the weeks leading up to the day we met, I convinced myself that I wasn't interested or ready, but I was only afraid. Afraid to say the wrong thing, afraid of rejection, afraid of getting hurt. But on that day, something urged me to take a chance. I took a leap out of my comfort zone, and in return, life repaid me. When I finally saw you, every anxiety faded. It quickly became clear that there was nothing to fear. We talked, we laughed, we sang Alanis Morissette on a filthy college house couch. You made falling for you so easy. I knew from the start how smart you were and the potential you had. You were a hidden gem longing to be discovered, and by the grace of God, I was the one to find you. I've always been on a mission. I know exactly what I want and what I have to do to get it. My path was planned out, and nothing could keep me from being as big as my dreams. But life happened. You caught me at a time when things were a little uncertain. The passion for life I had was gone, and my drive no longer matched my dreams. I was at a standstill, and I felt sorry for myself. I wasn't who I wanted to be, and I certainly wasn't fulfilling the promises I had made to myself. You loved me through it. And then there were times when I searched for reasons as to why we didn't belong together, based solely on irrational fears and what-ifs. But in all my foolish attempts to sabotage, I was only reminded that this is unconditional. You love me through it. You have loved me for everything that I am, deserving or not. As time has passed, I've done a lot of soul searching, rediscovered passions, and thought a lot about what makes our time here worth living. I've become the kind of woman my younger self would admire. Thank you for helping me create a reality that is better than any dream, for showing me that sometimes our original plans and the path to happiness don't always align. Thank you for always encouraging me to dream and to grow, and keeping me grounded by reminding me that goals without dedication are never achieved. Thank you for proving that the most valuable things this life has to offer have no price tag. You are my rock and my voice of reason in times of need. Before me, I see the embodiment of selflessness, unconditional love, humility, and patience. I see compassion, I see stability, I see virtue, I see truth. I see the father of my child. I've always known that a man would only be good enough if he were just half the person my dad is. Those are big shoes to fill. My first love, my hero, the one that hung the moon. And then I saw you with Beckham, and I realized that you and my dad are one and the same. And to our little boy, someday soon, you too will have hung the moon. You are the kind of father every child deserves, and that's special and something I'll forever hold on to. Superficial love is easy. It's surface-based and lacks true meaning. Only real, deep, raw love defeats all trials. We've been tested in many ways over the past 5 years. We've acquired a long list of accomplishments as well as a list of failures marked in bold, the highest highs and the lowest lows. We've lived through loss in which we may never fully recover from. Yet we remain. It was in a state of grief when I first realized what real love felt like. When my world stopped spinning and my soul had shattered, you were there. Every minute, every hour, every day, I felt how deeply you wanted to change the facts for me, but you couldn't, and that was okay. And last year, I was forced to face my deepest fear once again, only this time on the other side, helplessly praying to God to heal you, knowing that it was a job beyond my abilities. I may never be able to fill that void for you, but I can love you, and I will never stop trying. We will always be a little broken as we try to navigate this life without the ones we've lost. I can't tell you how many times I've cried thinking that they have to miss this, but I know that simply isn't true. They're here with us, sharing this moment. They will look over us on this lifelong journey we're about to embark on together. My love for you is bigger than my earthly existence, and if this life is but a gust of wind, I promise to love you fiercely in the short time we have here. I promise to realize your interests and needs are just as important as my own. I promise to guide you when you are lost and love you when you cannot. I promise to always be your best friend first, to laugh with you, to see the world in watercolors, to be youthful in spirit but responsible enough to admit my mistakes. I promise to nurture your dreams and push you to be the man that you aspire to be, to harvest a love that grows and transcends lifetimes and any barriers that may get thrown in our way. I promise that when hard times come, I will fight for you and I will fight for us for as long as I live. I promise to be your partner in all things, not possessing you, but working with you as one whole. I promise to find joy in the simplicity of everyday life with you, and revel in the beauty of the world when we get the chance. I promise to be the best mother and wife that I know how to be, and to ensure that home is always a person, not a place. You are my person, and that will always be enough for me. I love you.
As I stand here today, I can't help but look back and reminisce about where this all started nearly 5 years ago. I thank God that you saw something in the person that I was and decided to let me into your life. While our story may not start out like a scene in a romantic movie, it is our story and I will forever embrace it. You were tricked into meeting me and I did everything I possibly could do to blow it. If there is a word that holds stronger meaning than awkward, that was me. If it wasn't for Alanis Morissette's Ironic, I'm not sure I could have righted that sinking ship. That night, which we don't need to go into detail, was a precursor to the next few years of our life. How you put up with me and my friends is still a mystery to me. Every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday were for the boys. You made it through living with me and Trey, and anyone that spent a lot of time with us knows that you deserve a medal for that. But we learned a lot about ourselves in those times, and we truly got to know everything about one another. We built a solid foundation, and I believe that this is what allows us to be in this moment today. For that, I will always appreciate those times and the impact that they have had on me and my growth as a person and a man. Back then, I did not realize just how lost and lonely I truly was. My life was not one of meaning or passion, but you have changed that. You have enhanced my outlook on life and brought me true happiness. You pushed me to get out of my comfort zone and challenged me to see things through a different perspective. Because of you, I can say that I have climbed to the top of a mountain, traveled to new countries, and opened my closed mind. I am truly a better person, and I aspire to continue becoming the best that I can be because I want to be that person for you. With you, I know that I will reach my full potential as a father and as a man. I will continue to grow and become the person that I know you need. While I know there will be moments of struggle and times I am reluctant to change, I will always sacrifice. You have been by my side in the hardest moments of my life. You were my rock. You were my sanity when I wanted to shut myself off to the world. I don't know if you truly understand how many different ways you have saved me. Waking up beside you every morning is a reminder that everything is going to be okay. With you by my side, there is nothing in life I cannot handle. I know that I am not one to wear my emotions on my sleeve, but I want you to know that I am as strong as I am because of you. Your passion and enthusiasm to take on new endeavors in life inspires me. You are fearless when it comes to accomplishing something you set out to do. You will never settle for less, and I need that in my life. You love with all of your heart, whether it be family, friend, or stranger. You fight for what you believe in. Your stubbornness may be a pain to me at times, but life would be boring without a little fight in it. I always say that you aren't funny, but the way that you act and the things you do behind closed doors never fail to put a smile on my face. Someone would probably request that we be evaluated if they watch the way we interact with our son. These are all the reasons that I fell in love with you. Watching you be the mother of our child is why I continue to fall deeply in love with you every day. The way that Beckham looks at you melts my heart. He absolutely adores you. You were meant to be a mother. I see so much of my mother in you. If there is one thing that we can say we got right, it was bringing our perfect child into this world. Before I fall asleep at night, I look over at the two of you sleeping and I know that I am exactly where I am meant to be. I cannot wait to spend the rest of my life with you and to grow our family. Because of you, all of my dreams have already come true. My love for you is bigger than my earthly existence. And if this life is but a gust of wind, I promise to love you fiercely in the short time we have here. I promise to realize that your interests and needs are just as important as my own. I promise to guide you when you are lost and love you when you cannot. I promise to always be your best friend first, to laugh with you, to see the world in watercolors, to be youthful in spirit, but responsible enough to admit my mistakes. I promise to nurture your dreams and push you to be the woman that you aspire to be, to harvest a love that grows and transcends lifetimes and any barriers that may get thrown in our way. I promise that when the hard times come, I will fight for you and I will fight for us, for as long as I live. I promise to be your partner in all things, not possessing you, but working with you as one whole. I promise to find joy in the simplicity of everyday life with you and revel in the beauty of the world when we get the chance. I promise to be the best father and husband I know how to be, and to ensure home is always a person, not a place. You are my person, and that will always be enough for me. I love you.
And I know that Carl Dean is shining down on you right now, and he's so happy that you found your Trevor. And I hope that everybody finds a Trevor. I'm just saying that. Like, Alyssa could literally be like, I want chocolate cake. At like 2 in the morning, Trevor's like, all right, I can run to Respect. Okay.